welcome back to the channel. Round 3 scores have dropped. I'm going to be making some trades today. There's some people in my team who I got in at the start of the year hoping they do well, and they just haven't. So I've got to make some changes. Round 3 score, 1,083. Top 90% for the round. But that's a terrible score. When you have a look at my team, it was a woeful score. I'm really disappointed. Round 3 ranked 24,000. So I've got to be happy with that it's not like 80,000 or something like that. Moved up the overall ranks 800 points, 800 positions, and top 11%, 14,430 season rank. Let's check out the Dead Pisces team. Okay. Turbo was captain. I had Munster as vice. I could have looped, but it wasn't raining where I am on Sunday when the game played. And once again, Turbo played in the wet. He got held up, so he could have had another try on top of that. I'm keeping him this week. I'm not trading him out. I'd like to know how many people are going to trade him out this week. Look, he's dropped in cash, but winning overall is about making money and getting points at the same time. So I'm hoping this week against the Raiders, they're playing at Mudgee. It's 5:30 p.m. game, so it might be a bit dewy, but it's not going to be raining out at Mudgee. I've checked the weather. So I'm leaving Turbo as captain. Leave a comment down below what you think of that. But I'm not trading Turbo out. Sure, he's not going to make his break even. His break even is 240. So he's going to lose more cash, which isn't good. But I made the risk of going off Turbo from the start of the year. So I'm chasing points, not cash. Hopefully he becomes a pod in the next couple of weeks. People trade him out, and I'll get the luck of the draw, keep him as captain and get some points, hopefully, because there's still some big scores. Like, people are still getting hundreds. All it takes for Turbo is a day game where it's not raining, and he's got plenty of points on offer. Okay, so I had Randall in the side. He got 27. Look, next week I'm going to, well, at the end of this, I'm going to sub Clark in. Clark's actually going pretty good. I'm really disappointed with Supercoach start of the year. I had Brandon Smith, first round, injured. He was going to be out for 4 to 6 weeks. So I traded him. I was going to go Tom Starling because I thought Josh Hodgson was going to be out. But then they said Hodgson wasn't. So I went with Aaron Clark. The same week, then after I've done the trades after it's lockout, Hodgson's out for the season. So Tom Starling would have been a great buy. And then Brandon Smith comes back in round 3 and gets 90 points. Like, it's just not working in my favor the start of the year. So Payne Haas, yeah, okay. Tarpany 44. So he's the one who I'm going to be trading out today. I want to get Jai Arrow in. I actually went for Tarpany as a pod. I think he's like 9%. So Jai Arrow is like 20-something%. I was trying to not go with the majority, but it hasn't worked. King, Max King. Last week, last minute change, I traded out Josh King. And I didn't trade him out. I reversed my changes. Didn't go with Josh King so that I could have some cash for this week. So I've gone Leo Thompson, who actually is going to make money. And now with Fitzgibbons injured, Barnett's surely going to be suspended. So his minutes should increase from this 36, or even if they sit around 36 minutes a game, he's going to make cash over time. He's a bit of a slow burn. All it will take is one try for him on the edge or something like that. So I've gone with Thompson. It saved me 80 grand, I think. So I've got an extra 80 up there for this week. Kept Fafita. 72. Tamalolo keeping. Look, he didn't play the last couple of minutes of that game because they were just dominating. So if he had to come on for another 10 minutes, he would have been up into the 70s. I actually got Nate Butcher in last week because he's going to make cash because of that 100 that he had from 2 games ago. So he's going to keep that 100 in for another round, make some cash. He's got a 59. All it's going to take in the next 3 games is him to get another big score, and he's going to keep making cash. So I'm going to be trading him out soon for an upgrade. I don't want to keep him and have him losing cash. So he is going to be making me cash over the next 3 weeks. And then I'm going to upgrade him to someone who's losing cash. Like, I don't know yet, but that's the plan. Lisa Katoa got a shocking eye injury. I don't even know if he's going to actually be named this week. So I'm not going to trade him out. I'm going to keep him for now. Bullymore is going to be a trade next week for Talon May. So that's the plan for next week. It's around the same cash. I think if he loses cash break even, so what's he going to? He's going to be around the same price as May. So a straight swap. That way what I can do, trade Bullymore out. Firma or Tago is going to come up into the second row and May is going to come down here. That is the plan. Talangi should be back this week. He had HEI the week before. Nico Hines, everyone bought him in. Let's see how many people. 33%. What was it the week before that? Teams picked 17, 18. So he's almost doubled in percent in ownership. And rightly so. He's the gun halfback at the moment. Snyder, who people sold, I think. He's 38% still. But did his ownership drop? Not really. But I heard a lot of people sold him to get Hines in. Munster, who I owned, went really good. 15% of teams. Like, surely the best 5'8 option at the moment. Elias actually got 31 points. Didn't have him starting. Both Firma playing really well. 15% ownership. Actually getting more points than Fafita on that left edge. I went with Dom Young last week. He should be making cash. 7% ownership. Outside Gagai, I got another try off a Gagai offload. Gonna make cash over the next couple of rounds. Sharks, Manly, Dragons, Para, Melbourne. So not a bad run. Firma, Tago, really well. Kobo, who I traded in the other week, hoping that he was going to come good, and he just does not get any ball. Katoni Staggs does not give him any early ball. And even Katoni Staggs is going terrible. So that right edge, which could be really damaging for the Broncos, is terrible. I didn't reserve Penasini because they were playing Melbourne, and he only got 21 points. Cooler, he could come into the team because Harper is just playing woeful at Manly. The last couple of weeks he's been hopeless. Keeping Schiller in case there's an injury. Turbo as captain, 66, not happy. And Sloan was the biggest disappointment in my team. Look, I got him in because I thought he was going to go good. First round, he did. Got a 78. Since then, 26, 26. Sure, the Sharks game was in the wet, but Nico Hines and Will Kennedy probably got an 80 or something like that. So there's no excuses. And I'm pretty sure he got shifted from fullback to the wing, and Ramsey came to fullback in the last 10-15 minutes. So Sloan for me is out. Here is the plan. Sloan is out. I'm moving Hines down to fullback, and I'm going to get in. Look, I could go Thomas Dearden for the cash grab. He's going to have that rolling 100 in his score for the next 2-3 weeks. So he's going to make, no matter what he gets, Roosters, New Zealand. So next 3 weeks, he could get 100 grand in profits and then sell him for another person. But that is another trade that I don't want to do. So I'm going with Toby Sexton, who, oh, let's have a look at his thing for a second. Going with Sexton, up here, sorry. Sexton, because he's getting goal points, kicking points every week. Fantasy stats. 16, 8, 12. So, and they're scoring plenty of points. They only scored 22 points in the first half. If they had kept on scoring, his score would have been higher than that. Tigers, Para Manly, Cowboys, Penrith. It's a bit of a tough run for the Titans there. They got Para Manly, Penrith Roosters. But Toby Sexton is who I'm going with. Sure, I've got a bit of cash there. I could get Mitchell Moses, Jake Clifford, Clune, who I said last week was a good option because he's making cash. But Toby Sexton has that dual flexibility, doesn't he? No, he doesn't. He's just halfback. So Sexton's who I'm bringing in. The other one I'm trading at is Joseph Tarpany. And the person I'm going for, who has the big percentage and is churning out the points, Jai Arrow. In a really solid defensive effort and hitting hit-ups. Playing 70-something minutes. He only played 56 minutes, but when he came on, he just dominated. So Penrith, after Penrith, it's Dragons, Bulldogs, Tigers, Manly, Broncos. So they've had a hard start to the year of Melbourne, Sydney next week, Panthers, but he should score 56 points. Dual flexibility, that is the option. The other person I could go with is Takiaho, but he doesn't have that dual flexibility. And I like that Arrow can play more minutes. Takiaho's only doing 50, 60, 50. Cowboys, Broncos, New Zealand. Although they got a really nice run over the next couple of weeks. And he plays round 13. So then I don't have to trade where Arrow does not play round 13. So I might have just changed my mind there. So I might go Takiaho. But it's a big risk. It's a massive risk. Or I could just keep Tarpany. Just keep Tarpany. Alright, I don't know what I'm going to do, actually. I'm going to leave it there. Leave a comment down below what you think I should do here. Should I trade out Tarpany, bring in Arrow? Trade out Tarpany, bring in Takiaho. Trade out Tarpany, bring in Josh King, like I didn't last week, even though he's made 70 grand. He's still going to make some money. But I don't want to be making trades to get someone in to make money and then make trades to trade them out. So that is my dilemma. Let's set the team up, how it's going to look. So we're going to go Clark in, Leo Thompson, no. Katoa, no. Going to put it on Schneider because he is kicking goals. So let's check out his stats. 16, 8. So if he had got more try assist, he's got the potential. He's got a bit of an upside. I'm going to put a reserve on Penasini. Played Melbourne last week. Didn't have as many tackles, 10 less tackles, and not as many attacking stats. Not as many hit-ups maybe. Tackles. Tackle bust, yeah. So no tackles. Not as many tackles. So he could come good this week. That's the team for now. Look, my dilemma, like I said, Tarpany. Clark Randall. Obviously, I need some cash to get Grant in at some point. That's what I'm trying to do. I could get rid of Tarpany for King. I've got 170 in the bank. 170, I was at 500. They're the options. All right. Thanks for watching this video. Leave a comment down below how your team went round 3 and give me some feedback on these trades and obviously keeping Turbo. That's a big talking point that a lot of people will be saying get rid of him because you're going to lose cash. I want the points that he potentially has over the next couple of weeks. Canberra at Mudgee. Newcastle. Gold Coast, back at Brookvale. Sharks, Souths, Tigers, Broncos. Para Melbourne. It gets a bit tough here, Para Melbourne. But yeah, next couple of weeks I need to make some cash off Turbo. Not cash, points. Alright, thanks for watching. See you tomorrow for Teams List Tuesday.